Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back, as always, to another Deadlock video, where today we're going to be talking about souls and how to get more of them. If you feel like you've been falling behind and other players in your lobby have thousands more souls than you at the end of the games, this video today is for you. We're going to be talking about a few tips that I have been using to not only keep in line with the other players in my lobby, but get ahead, make sure I am the strongest hero in my lobby, and that I can help carry my team to victory. So, here are some tips that I've been using to get ahead in Deadlock. So the biggest tip that I can give you from now till the final game of Deadlock you ever play, the biggest and most important tip will be to focus on confirmations and denials of souls, the little blue and orange balls that you see pop out of objectives when you kill them or the enemy troopers. The most important thing is making sure that you shoot those, and that's because if you don't make an effort to secure your souls, the blue ones that pop out, you leave the enemy the opportunity to steal 50% of the reward for killing the troopers. Think about it, a whole 50% that they're essentially just going to get for free because you didn't close that door yourself. And so it should be your number one priority to close that door. And so it's very easy at the very beginning of the game, especially to focus enemy players. They're going to be right up in your face and presenting a very easy target to themselves a lot of the time at this beginning stage of the game. And while it's easy to fall into that trap of shooting them, you're gonna want to prioritize still shooting those enemy troopers, the little candles, and confirming those souls early on. Otherwise, that trooper damage can stack up on you. And even though that trooper damage is going to be minimal at the beginning of it's going to be minimal throughout the game, at the beginning of the game, you also have minimal health, and so that's going to stack up over time, and especially if you wind up in a fight, like for example, in my last Vindicta video, talking about not going past your minions, same thing applies here. And so if there's no souls to confirm, then that's when you're going to be looking to damage the enemy player or deny their souls. And so now going to the flip side of that, like I mentioned, every time that you get a soul deny, you're essentially getting free souls. All it takes is a single bullet, a microsecond out of your time to be able to go and steal a bunch of souls that the enemy ultimately did the work for. They got their trooper they got your trooper all the way down to 0 health, shot it, got the last hit off, souls pop out, all you do, bing, boom, all done. And then you get 50% of the reward for just shooting that soul that's popped out of the trooper, or after 10 minutes, that becomes 100%. And that becomes incredibly important after 10 minutes because you can really easy crank through hundreds of souls by just shooting or denying the enemy waves as they come through. And so it's a very easy way to rob the enemy of souls throughout the game. And that's what the best players in the game are doing all the time. If you watch the really high level matches, one of the best skills that all these guys have is the ability to, like that, steal the souls, deny souls, confirm theirs. And if you are looking to get better at the game, this is something that you should be training in the hero sandbox. There's a great area where you can train it and it shows up your reaction time or the time it took you to shoot it. It's fantastic. It's a great little tool. You should take advantage of it. I highly recommend it. The second tip, and another really important one, is to know when to jungle. And jungles, if you don't know, they're the areas or rooms sometimes on the map that have neutral alien NPCs that kind of look like the minions from Despicable Me. I only think that because, they have the giant eye, but, that sticks out to me. So they're the little alien guys, and they're filled with neutral NPCs, and they give you a solid amount of souls, and they're denoted by triangles on the mini-map. The level 1 guys have just a regular triangle, level 2 have a triangle with a line underneath, and then level 3 have a triangle with 2 lines. As you increase in levels, you get more souls for destroying them. Half of the lanes, very early on, they're going to spawn in a level 1 jungle. And that they spawn in all over the map at 2 minutes in. But 2 of the lanes are going to have a level 1 jungle on your friendly side, and the other 2 lanes are going to have the level 1 jungle on the enemy side. And those spawn in 2 minutes in, and they give you about 150 souls at the start if you kill the jungle and clear the monsters that are inside that jungle. So here's the real big philosophy difference that I see a lot of people in lower level games really not doing yet, and that is when you push up to your enemy guardian, instead of doing damage to the guardian, look to kill the enemy players and then clear the jungle camp, as opposed to just doing damage to the guardian. The reason for this is because you're going to be doing minimal damage to the guardian in the early phase of the game. for a couple different reasons. Number one, you're just not doing that much damage with your gun in the first place. But number two, the respawn times at the beginning of the game are very quick. They just got reduced down to 8 seconds in a recent patch at the very beginning of the game. So that enemy character that you just killed is going to be back lickety-split, right back to pressure you. That's not enough time to kill the Guardian. It is enough time to do some serious damage, if not kill the jungle that's on the other side. If you're able to jungle properly and you're able to continue to outskill and outplay your enemy player in your lane, you'll be able to melt that Guardian in no time without issue in 10 to 15 minutes. At this point in the game, don't even waste your time doing damage to it, because it ultimately won't matter, because later on in the game, it'll be very, very easy for you to take that down. And so it'll be much more useful in the long run of the game to stack up more souls and get more cards than your enemy characters, so that you can come back and very easily take down that Guardian. And this doesn't mean that you shouldn't be doing any damage to the Guardian at all or ignoring it. That's absolutely not what it means, but you want to be prioritizing the troopers, the players, the jungles, the objectives, kind of in that order at that early phase in the game. Later on in the game, it becomes more objective focused. You want to be taking down the objectives because you can do a lot more damage to the objectives, but that early on, and I'm really talking like the first like 5-10 minutes of the game, just focus on getting the jungles. You can worry about the objectives later on. Worry about making sure you have your own objectives alive and getting as many souls as you can that early. And so those level 1 jungles, just to reiterate, those spawn in at 2 minutes, and then the rest of the camps, the level 2s and level 3s, they spawn in at 7 minutes at the same time. The 2s and 3s will spawn in. The goal with the jungle camps is to be able to quickly clear them kind of as you're going from point A to point B. You're going from the back of purple, there's a couple jungles in that back corner by the walker. You can easily jump off, clear those, and then keep moving without taking too much of a detour. So this doesn't mean that then you should only be taking on jungles if you can clear them very quickly. There are still some times where you are going to want to be going out of your way to jungle. And there are a few criteria that I use to just put in my head real quick. Should I be jungling as an objective, or should I be doing other things to help my team win the game? So number one, are we on the defensive? So if there are enemies attacking a walker 10 feet away from you, you should probably be defending that walker and not worrying about hitting that jungle camp. The second one, are we actively on the offensive? So let's say your team's pushing into the enemy base right now as we speak. You should probably join them instead of clearing camps all the way back on your side of the map. So then the third one, can I realistically affect either of these efforts? So let's say you're at mid in yellow lane and your team is retreating from a team fight over in purple. A couple people have died and they're just trying to run away. There isn't really a whole lot of point in you leaving the jungles in yellow lane, going back to base, and then trying to help them back in purple, because best case scenario, you're going to run into them you're just going to meet them in base, and then you're going to go back down to yellow. Worst case scenario, you're going to pass them on the zip line, super overcommit to a fight, and then you're going to wind up dead too. And so you'll be better suited just clearing the camps on the other side of the map, keeping the map control. And that's the real big one of the three, honestly, is can I realistically affect the other things? Because yes, and you're going to have teammates who are screaming at you, who are being like, why aren't you helping us on this side of the map when I'm doing this? It's like, because there's 4 lanes. You got to worry about all 4 of them. You can't just be focused on, you can't have your entire team just run down everyone. Make sure you're keeping that map control and clear your jungles effectively. And then third and finally, and this one people are starting to figure out, but it really has taken a while, and that is the soul urn. Make sure you are running that urn, and it is as simple as that. If you have map control, meaning that the lanes, none of them are pushed past the midpoints, and you have teammates that are going to be able to support you, you should be running the urn. Don't wait, no excuses, run that bitch. It should be almost never just sitting there chilling. Thousands of souls, literally, are on the line. So make sure you're running the urn. So guys, there are my tips for getting more souls in Deadlock and making sure that you are one of the stronger characters in your lobby. More souls equals more kills equals more wins. So I want to thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video today, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all those things so that the next video shows up in your feed. And please let me know what other videos you want to see from me. I'm very interested to hear your feedback. Or if you think I should be doing things better or things different, please let me know in the comments. I'm very, very interested in what you have to say. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great day. Peace.